Let's get curious about squirrels, but not just any squirrel. Like you may think squirrels are pretty normal, right? What if I told you there was something called a giant rainbow squirrel, right? Well, first of all, what do you think a giant rainbow squirrel would look like? Draw and describe one if you can. Who do you think would be a giant rainbow squirrel's best friend? Send a direct message from this friend to his or her rainbow squirrel buddy. How big do you think these squirrels get? I mean, giant is in their name, right? How much bigger are they than normal squirrels or squirrels that you find in your neighborhood? Can you calculate how much bigger these squirrels are than a standard squirrel and express that like they are this many times bigger? Can you do the math to see how much bigger a giant rainbow squirrel is than a regular squirrel? When do you think rainbow squirrels come out to play, day or night? Describe what you think a typical day and night might look like for a giant rainbow squirrel, and then go discover when they do come out. Where do you think these giant squirrels live? Now, technically, they're called an Indian giant rainbow squirrel. So they're in India, right? But India is a huge place. After you discover where or what parts of India the giant rainbow squirrel lives in, draw a map of India and then mark the regions or the areas that the giant rainbow squirrel can be found. Now, why do you think the giant rainbow squirrel is the state animal of Maharashtra, India? So get that? The giant rainbow squirrel isn't just giant and rainbow colored, it's also the state animal of a state in India. Create an award announcing the giant rainbow squirrel as the state animal. And if you want to go even further, see if you can discover the state animal of where you live. What animal is it? What do you think about that? Do you think it's a good choice, or do you think there's a better choice? And what if you discover that there is no state animal where you live? What if you suggest an animal and describe why? If you want to go even farther, see if you can suggest or send that letter to someone in the government who can actually make it an official animal. So what if you discover and declare the state animal of where you live? So one of the confusing things about them, these giant Indian squirrels, right? Aren't animals supposed to blend in with their surroundings to hide from predators and prey? How do you think these squirrels benefit from being rainbow colored, right? They wouldn't have adapted and kept these colors, these bright rainbow colors, if it didn't benefit them in some way. But most animals are camouflage and trying to hide. Why do you think these giant rainbow squirrels have bright rainbow colors? How could that be an advantage? And lastly, what if you could be giant or rainbow colored? You had to choose one or the other. Which would you choose? Decide and then create a social media profile post showing, or just a post, right? It doesn't have to be a profile, but create a post for social media sharing your new look with friends. Really curious to see what you can discover about giant rainbow squirrels, about India, about yourself in this activity. And stay curious. Thanks.